Arsenal's season is getting interesting because in the midst of a title charge where they currently sit top, a trip to Munich has now been booked. So today let's break down the details behind the tie, analyse why Arsenal could be dangerous, reveal the important news regarding Ben White, and find out who is Arsenal's newest signing. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Baz14, welcome back to Boys Channel and I hope you guys are doing sensational as always as Arsenal approach a pretty boring international break. Your boy is still here with the content, so as per, smash a like if you enjoy and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But let's start off with the Champions League breakdown. For the first time since 2011, Arsenal are in the Champions League quarter-finals, and the team we're facing is one we have history with. As the Champions League confirmed, Arsenal have drawn Bayern Munich, the same exact club that knocked Arsenal out back in 2017. But you can't forget the positives either. Not only have Arsenal won the Allianz in 2013, where Arsenal gaffer Mikel Arteta was involved, we also beat Bayern Munich in the 2015 group stages. The goal scorers of the day, Olivier Giroud and Mesut Ozil. The important news for Arsenal though is the first leg is at home. On the 9th or 10th of April, Bayern Munich are coming to the Emirates Stadium, with the second leg on the 16th or 17th. The first leg is going to be unique though, because the Bayern Munich supporters have been banned by UEFA after their supporters throwing fireworks in a 3-1 victory over Lazio. But one person that is going to be there is Thomas Müller, one of 4 remaining Bayern players involved in the 2017 tie. As Müller says, Kai Havertz, I am waiting for you, with Kai's response being, will be a good game for sure, yeah Gunners, yeah. The reality is that a lot has changed since 2017, a lineup that included Ospina Mustafi, Oxlade-Chamberlain as a number 6, to a Bayern side that had Thiago in midfield, Xavi Alonso at the base, and a wide pairing of Frank Ribery and Arjen Robben. The Bayern Munich nowadays is a little bit different. Not only are they currently second in the Bundesliga, 7 points off first place Bayer Leverkusen, but the defence is also looking a little bit weaker. Employing the likes of Eric Dyer, Bayern are vulnerable at conceding chances. The example being their first leg last 16 game against Lazio, a game they not only lost 1-0, but conceded in total 1.63 XG. The reason that's so important is because what they're up against. An Arsenal defence that is as strong as it gets. A side that has conceded an XG of only 1.55 at home in the Champions League this season, also boasts the least goals conceded in the entire tournament, alongside the most clean sheets. European football is different and it tests you in different ways. But when you think about the Champions League, you've always got teams like Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan, organised units that don't concede chances and keep themselves in games. In this year's competition, Arsenal are stronger defensively, conceding a 0.59 expected goals on target per game, better than City, Atletico, Barca and Inter. The open defensive days of 2017 are a distant memory. But up against a Bayern Munich side that have the highest XG in all of Europe, this is the perfect test for Arsenal. Up against the likes of Jamal Musiala and Harry Kane, the pacey wingers of Kingsley Coman and Leroy Sané, the Arsenal defenders have an opportunity to make a statement. Go up against an individual brilliant side, and show all of Europe that you are the real deal. This tie is also perfect because of the heritage, with the 2017 days still prominent in Arsenal memory. This new Arsenal side will have a chance to rewrite the narrative, show how far the club's really come. But with the final being at Wembley and Arsenal fans dreaming, if we are to beat Bayern, things wouldn't get easier, as we would face one of the winners of Real Madrid and Man City, which again I would argue might be perfect. Despite Arsenal having a side with so much promise, they don't have Champions League experience, those nights of going to the Bernabeu. If one day the goal is to win the Champions League, as Man City have shown in the past few years, experience is just as important as quality. Moving on to Arsenal's confirmed deal. In the summer of 2021, Mikel Arteta made one of his most important signings, paying £50 million for Benjamin White on a 5-year contract. This guy has become our Mr. Reliable, consistently dropping 7 out of 10 performances, able to play as a centre-back and a right-back. At only 26 years of age, Arsenal understood his importance. That's why on the 14th of March 2024, Arsenal have officially confirmed a new 4-year contract for Benjamin White, with Fabrizio Romano confirming that we also have an option to extend by a further year. Arsenal dropped this fantastic video announcement, with words like warrior and composure used to describe him. You can clearly see he's a very loved man behind the scenes. On his own Instagram post, Ben White says, I couldn't be more grateful, home. With Mikel Arteta saying that Ben White is a key player for us and a top professional with winning mentality, and one of those guys who leads by example every day. We all look forward to continue working with Ben in the coming years. But in the midst of positive news, there's also been a bit of drama. With the international break here and Gareth Southgate announcing his New England squad, there was no space for the informed Ben White. That's because Southgate confirms that Ben White didn't want to be selected, and that's a great shame. He's a player I like. I took him to the Euros and the World Cup and I spoke to him post Qatar. I was keen to pick him, but there was clearly a resistance on his side. Let's just say things are starting to boil over. Dating all the way back to the 2022 World Cup, despite being selected, Ben White left halfway through the tournament, reportedly down to personal reasons. Rumours then came out that something else may have happened, claiming that England's assistant coach Steve Holland may have had a bust up with Ben White, which is part of the reason why he's refusing to go back. And that might make sense because of Ben White's history. Around 2021, after being selected for the Euros, White confirmed that he started crying, alongside his mum and dad. This is a player that clearly loves to play for his country. And as Sam Wallace reports, Ben White is one of those players that's more likely to keep an injury secret rather than face losing his place in the team. Teammates have always been keen to make a point that White loves to play football, contrary to those suggestions that he is one of those who sees the game as a living rather than a passion. This is a guy that's worked under Marcelo Bielsa and Mikel Arteta, two of the very best modern coaches out there, with no problem whatsoever. You always hear reports of him being a massive learner behind the scenes. The issue here is clearly something else that is being hidden. But one player that is going to be involved for England is Arsenal's goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale, who in the space of 4 days may have had his Arsenal career decided. From a start against Brentford that was very dodgy, a mistake that cost Arsenal a goal in the first half, to then watching his replacement David Raya save 2 penalties in a penalty shootout, helping Arsenal to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Ramsdale's attitude has still been fantastic, clearly celebrating with Raya after the game. Mikel Arteta says he's been brilliant, he's been really good and really supportive, really pushing everything in training. It's a joy to have 2 top goalkeepers in the team. But as reported by Graham Bailey, Ramsdale is now ready to quit Arsenal this summer, as he has no intention of spending another season behind David Raya. Arsenal will definitely get a massive fee for Ramsdale, under a long-term contract and an England international. It all then becomes a question of who we're going to replace him with. According to reports in Spain, Arsenal are following the situation of Las Palmas goalkeeper Alvaro Velez. The 26-year-old will only have 1 year left on his contract this June. A former Real Madrid youth player that's been at Las Palmas since 2018. So far this year he's averaged a 73.6% save percentage, the 4th highest in La Liga. And being from Spain is very important in terms of profiles, a country known for producing ball-playing goalkeepers, as the coaches behind the scenes there use their keepers and rondos, trying to make them as comfortable on the ball as possible. A very important aspect for Arsenal though is going to be character, with David Raya firmly as Mikel Arteta as number 1. Whoever we sign is going to need to have experience, be a great character behind the scenes to help the other players, willing to be selfless even if he isn't starting. In terms of finances though, Arsenal are getting stronger, as reports confirm we've now secured €91 million in prize money by reaching the quarterfinals of the Champions League. To put that into context, Arsenal earned just €25 million in the entire Europa League last season, and if we go on to win the competition, we could earn up to 130. The summer that's approaching is going to be massive because not only do Arsenal have massive targets, but there may be some very intriguing opportunities. With Kieran Gill of the Daily Mail reporting, Bayern Munich's Jamal Musiala is being chased this summer, with Man City and Liverpool being linked with an £80 million move. 21 years of age and out of contract in 2026. With Thomas Tuchel set to leave Bayern Munich, there's a lot of uncertainty around their future. Players not quite sure if they want to commit. Jamal Musiala would be a market changer. With 16 goals and assists in the Bundesliga this season, his ball carrying ability is insane, averaging 3.8 dribbles on a 61% success rate. Look at these insane numbers in his last game for Bayern Munich. A 10 SOFA score rating with 2 goals scored and 1 assist, 8 key passes, 3 big chances created, and 10 out of 12 dribbles completed. For an Arsenal midfield looking to evolve, this is a profile that we require. A ball manipulator, able to open up any defence with a moment of magic. You think of Man City and what they have in Phil Foden. Musiala of course has history in England, not only coming through Chelsea's academy, but also having been able to play for the England national team. There's also been some breaking news regarding his Bayern Munich teammate Joshua Kimmich. As Florian Plettenberg confirmed, Bayern are now prepared to sell Joshua Kimmich in the summer if a suitable offer comes in. Kimmich is also not ruling out a move, and he's open to discussions over potential buyers. Still no concrete talks over a new contract beyond 2025. And Arsenal fans have reason to be interested, because Kimmich is only considering 5 clubs to sign for: Man City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, and Arsenal. Not keen to move to United, Chelsea or PSG, with Arsenal now approaching a very important stage of their project, completing the team and trying to make it more experienced. Kimmich is not only an 8-time Bundesliga winner, he's also won the Champions League, being named twice in the Champions League squad of the season, with Thomas Partey set to leave Arsenal this summer, with Kimmich able to play as an 8 and a 6. This could be the perfect partner for Declan Rice. Moving on to the other Arsenal news today. Things are happening behind the scenes at the Arsenal Academy Hill End, with Per Mertesacker in charge and trying to make a change. They've completed the signing of 16-year-old defender Brandon Clark from Wolves, joining the club as a first-year scholar. A Welsh-born centre-back with so much promise. According to the Secret Scout, there was interest from 4 other Premier League clubs, but with Arsenal getting the deal done, it signals a change. With the Secret Scout also confirming, expect for Arsenal to sign more youngsters, as they change their youth recruitment strategy, in a bid to make Hill End that much more stronger. As David Ornstein confirms, for the first time in a long time, Arsenal are set to spend heavily on youth level players. Having seen the success of young players like Bukayo Saka, saving Arsenal potentially hundreds of millions of pounds, you also have the factor of FFP. If Arsenal can go out and sign the best young players out there, even if they don't break into the first team, having seen the sales of Folarin Balogun and Joe Willock, there's also potential to make some very clear profit. Let's just say another star boy may be emerging though. With the Arsenal under-18s beating Crystal Palace 8 goals to 3, young striker Chidi Obi Martin was at it again, netting a total of 4 goals, which now means he has 8 goals in 10 under-18 games this season, despite still being 16. Mikel Arteta will definitely be impressed, but his focus right now is elsewhere, as he was spotted in Valdebebas, Spain, watching an Atletico Madrid youth game, while the Arsenal star boy Bukayo Saka was in the US. As he watches Celtics versus the Suns, it's all because we now have the international break. with the likes of Kai Havertz and William Saliba both being called up. The breaking news is regarding Takehiro Tomiyasu, despite being fully fit, has not been called up by the Japan national team, as reports confirm the manager is now adopting a player-first approach to ensure Tomiyasu can fully recover from his recent injury. So here he was in full Arsenal training, alongside soon-to-return Yuri and Timber. But you've also got news regarding Gabriel Magalhaes, as Fabrizio Romano confirms that Arsenal defender Gabriel is withdrawn from the Brazil squad due to injury, causing chaos in the entire Arsenal fan base and fans worrying. Sammy Markberg confirms though that Gabriel's injury is not thought to be serious, and his withdrawal from the Brazil national team is more down to precaution. Then you've got the news about Thomas Partey, with Fabrizio Romano confirming that Partey has asked the Ghana FA to exclude him from the national team call-up in order for him to regain full fitness after his prolonged injuries. You think about the past few years, especially at Man City and Liverpool, the amount of times their key players drop out of the international teams, especially in the business end of the season. These Arsenal players now understand that we are approaching the most important part of our season. There is no time to mess about, with the next 4 games being Man City away, Luton at home, Brighton away, and Bayern Munich at home. Things are going to be difficult, but for Arsenal fans, it's a welcome to the top. Years of calling for the team to compete at the business end of the season, it's now the time to see how far this Arsenal team has come. Can they cope when the pressure gets the highest? That is the video there and there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was all of the latest Arsenal news today, and the international break may be here, but the Arsenal news is still following and you know exactly where to find it. So my friends, I'll see you very soon. Take care, and in a bit.